Hey everybody, PyjamaPrime back for another toy review. Stemming off the cool, awesome action figures mindset that I'm on, I've finally decided to review my Rockman model kits. Yes, the Kotobukiya Rockman Mega Man model kits. And I say finally, but I've only gotten these guys recently, and they're pretty freaking awesome. I love them so much. They are just another example of model kits that should happen and should be mass marketed to people and should be made of super awesome video game or cartoon characters, like Voltron. Voltron needs a model kit, and he needs it now, so that he can blow every Voltron toy out of the water, and everybody can learn from model kits, I think. So anyway, I keep ranting about model kits because they're awesome and nobody learns. Anyway, for those who still don't know about the awesomeness of model kits, if you're thinking, oh man, he's going to review a model of like some kind of tank, no, I'm not going to review a statue model kit that you build with glue and then paint for 30 hours. No, I'm talking about model kit action figures, like this guy. Now, Rockman, or Mega Man, is a robot from the year 2200X, which I believe is supposed to be, like, I guess, 2010 for the ye olde people of 94 or so, whenever this show came out. Actually, 90, 80, I think it was even before, with the games in like early 80s. I'm still thinking of the TV show, which, while it was cool, was stupid. It really was. Now that I've watched TJTV bash it. Well, it wasn't that he bashed it, it was just, gah. That was the 90s in a nutshell. Anyway, this Mega Man is way cooler because he's much more of a pacifist. And while that may be worse, in a way, he's cooler still because he has an awesome comic book. And 90s Mega Man doesn't have a comic book. So there. Anyway, Mega Man is a robot from the year 200X, built by a guy named Dr. Light. He was originally just known as Rock, and he was named that because because Dr. Light loves music, and he built Rock with his sister Roll. Get it? Rock and Roll. So he built Rock and Roll as housebots to help him out, and like lab assistants to help Dr. Light out around the house/lab, and to do stuff and be kids and be Dr. Light's kids, because he doesn't have any, because he apparently never got married or something and loves robotics. So he built robot kids. Japan. So, and Dr. Light had this partner named Dr. Wily, who isn't very liked in the robotics community because he did unethical experiments on robots. I don't get how those are unethical, because they're robots, but I guess robots are living people too. Japan. Dr. Light did a presentation on this new line of robots to help humanity called the Robot Masters. The original ones were comprised of Gutsman to help with construction and heavy lifting, Cutman to help with the logging and forestry industry, Bomb Man to help with demolition sites, Fireman as to help with waste management, Elecman to regulate power facilities so that they didn't overload and distributed energy evenly, I guess, and Iceman to help with expeditions into sub-zero areas so that they could still gather information from that and not risk any human lives. But then Dr. Wily steals them and reprograms them to be evil, and then goes on a rampage with them to try and take over the world. So then Rock volunteers to be upgraded into Mega Man to stop them and bring them back to the side of good. So Dr. Light gives him armor, gives him a weapon, the Mega Buster, sends him off into the world and to bring back the Robot Masters. The original Blue Bomber is awesome. This figure is the best Mega Man figure ever, apparently. Just like he has a lot of the same articulation as Figuarts, which is amazing, and yet some that are not the same. He has a ball-jointed head, and collar piece is getting all over the place. He's a model kit, so he can come apart. He's a tendency to do that, so be careful with that. His head can rotate 360. That collar piece has been broken, so it's kind of fragile and doesn't quite set the same way that it used to, which kind of sucks. It's been repaired, but it doesn't quite sit the same. And he's got a bit of a double ball joint dealy like Figuarts, which is pretty cool. So he's got some neck action. So he's got a really emotive neck and head. Awesome. He's got a ball joint in his shoulder, and it can go all the way. See, there's that going. He's got a single joint, 90 degrees at the elbow, bicep or elbow swivel. He's got two different kinds of hands, or different kinds of arms. His hands rotate 360 because they are in a ball joint. They also wiggle around. Again, they're ball joints. Super awesome. He's got a bit of a waist joint. It's a very realistic waist joint. It's mainly because his waist isn't circular. It's more of an oval. So is his, like, this half. So it doesn't really, it doesn't allow for unrealistic movement in that way, which is kind of cool. Come on, Mega Man. His legs are very Figuartsy. They go out. They have the same kind of joint as Figuarts. They have that Type 2 hip, as Vangelis likes to put it. But then you got this. But he can go really far with his kicks, which is pretty awesome. Thigh swivel. It's not quite a double joint, but his legs can go pretty far. Yeah, his legs go forward, back, out, and up because of the ball joint, or that cool T-crotch. His feet can pivot. They can also raise a little or lower a little bit for more angling. So that's pretty cool. And they move pretty much however you want. It's pretty cool. And it helps a lot that he has that angling. It's really cool. And so that's articulation. Accessories. He comes with the Mega Buster, but he also comes with another arm, which can be replaced by the Mega Buster. It can be taken off, and the new arm can be put on. So now he has a fist, but these fists can also be taken off. So you can replace it with another open hand. He only has the two separate hands, but I like to have the Mega Buster on there, just because I like to pose him in fighting stances. He comes with interchangeable faces. He's a very, very happy face, which uses these eyes. And he also has an angry face, really angry face. And he also comes with alternate eyes, one for the happy and generic face, one for the angry face. Switching the faces is pretty easy. I just tilt his head up, take the face off. I'm just going to put in the angry face just for ease. And there you go. He's now angry, but I like him having the kind of stoic face. Still kind of looks mad in a way, so I like it. So yeah, he comes with extra eyes. and he comes with water tattoo type things. These are all different kinds of eyes for his, like, different kinds of pupils. You can have him kind of looking, I guess, with his eyes closed or all happy. I'm guessing that's supposed to be for the happy face. Or you can have regular eyes. And you need to cut these out, and it's like water tattoos. And same with these E's. They're for his E-tank, or energy tank. Which is, I think it was in the games, and it was to replenish his energy. I actually have never played a Mega Man game in my life. Probably should, but they're all so retro now. I mean, I know that it's cool to be retro, but it just doesn't look good to me. I like cool graphics, and also in his accessory count, he has effects parts. He comes with a regular pew. These both plug into his Mega Buster. Or you can give him a charged pew, which looks like this, and that's what I keep him in, because I like to have him kind of in a I'm holding and charging pose, because it looks cool. So Mega Man is really freaking cool. I would recommend him if you're a Mega Man fan, if you're a Model Kit fan, if you are a Rockman fan, if you like robots, if you like robots that fight robots, buy him. If you like Capcom, buy him. I wish they made more. There's currently only 4 in this Kotobukiya line. Did I mention that these were made by Kotobukiya? Kotobukiya. Yes. There are 4 currently in this line. There's Mega Man, or Rockman, Proto Man, and Roll. And then Zero from the Mega Man X series. Actually, I believe his costume is more styled after his own Zero series. Size comparison. Let's go with Figuarts Decade. So there is Figuarts Decade. Toe to toe. He's a little bit taller, but this is also not the same scale. These Mega Man Kotobukiya figures are 1/10 scale. They're not so much set in a determined scale, like 6-inch, 3 3/4 inch, 12-inch, blah blah blah. These are 1/10, and 12 inch is like 1/6 scale. These are a totally different scale on their own. They're 1/10, and Mega Man is 13 centimeters, so that means he would normally be 130 centimeters tall. I, being 6 foot, about just, I think, 5'11", 6 feet, I'm about 180 centimeters. So that he's 50 centimeters less than me, like smaller than me, if that gives you any indication of how tall Mega Man would actually be. So yeah, Mega Man is super cool. I love him. On to Roll.